Index card a day number 61. Winter Fun? By Creative Katie, Karen Birchall. Wow, the last ICAD. Thoroughly enjoyed doing this challenge, and sharing with you, my subscribers, has made it all the more special. If you're not a subscriber, all you have to do is hit the button on the lower right hand side and you'll get all the videos. So I have in my stash from some other creation, some other ICAD, these cupcake liners that I have blue and silver paint on. So I've ripped them up and I'm just applying them to a gessoed card. It probably didn't need to be gessoed because you couldn't see through the cupcake liner, but it was pre-done, so I just went with it. So the colors here, the gold or the silver and the different blues, really set the tone, and I decided to go with a winter theme. Yes, it's just the beginning of August, but I wanted to go winter, and I had a stamp, the little penguin that I just wanted to use. Sometimes that's all it takes to get started. So once that's done, and I make sure that the corners are completely adhered, I'm getting out my snow stamps. I edge it with blue, and I have this kind of snow swirl, and in my mind it's going to make kind of like the snow hill that the penguin is going to sit on. And I'm using blue archival ink here. So I get that, and I'm not completely happy with it, but I keep moving ahead. And then I thought I'm going to give another wind swirl at the top, so we're kind of going to encase it. And looking here, I kind of like it, but, well, you'll see. You won't see this later on. So there's my little penguin. It is a little set that basically comes with a stamp and a word and a couple of little other stamps from hot off the press. They're about $1.50, and you get some really cute stamps. So check out their website. So I have this, and I'm kind of wondering what I want to do. And I decided I'm going to get some white and stamp the snowflakes in white on top of the blue. And this is where I think if you had stopped and let it sit for a while and come back, I may have liked it and continued on. But you won't be seeing this later either. So I have some little snowflake stamps on there that I'm putting on. I'm thinking that there's not enough definition of snowflakes on either the upside or the downside. So I'm just going to town, adding more and more, and then I get a layer of white paint, and I decide I'm just going to paint the snow hill white. So I apply a couple layers of my white acrylic paint. I could have gessoed it and then put white, but I'm loving all the texture. Even though in the end you're not going to see any of that initial cupcake liner, colored cupcake liner, you do get all the texture that it gave to the snow and to the sky. So I'm kind of painting it blue and applying a embossed cardstock. And I like how that looked, how that turned out. You have different colors, and you have the kind of snowflake pattern from the embossed cardstock. I'm happy with that. I decided to paint my penguin. I wanted a little bit darker black. So I'm going to paint, I painted him black, I painted his beak orange, and then I'm going to be painting his earmuffs and his scarf. And I just want to, this is my one place to put any other color, so I'm really adding a bright pop of color there. I tried the teal, but it just blends too much with the blue, so I just go white and pink. And And I'm just thinning the acrylic paint off camera, just a little bit with water, just so it's easier to use the liner brush. Outlining it with my Stabilo All pencil. This is a blue one. They do come in brown and green and white. Adding some interest on the hill. Didn't like that. Give the penguin a shadow underneath him. I like that. And then I decide that, you know, that's got to go. I just don't like it. It's not really where I want it to end up. Get the Prussian blue out that I'm going over. By the time I'm done, I've repainted the entire sky area with Prussian blue and silver. So I went back to the same colors that were on the cupcake liner. I just made it a little bit darker so my penguin and my snow hill stands out a little bit. I'm just edging it with the Prussian blue that's on the sponge. So I get the little snowflake stamp and putting it on white, and it shows up just that much more because of the darker background. Stamp the phrase that came with that little stamp set, Winter Fun. And giving it a quick dry. And of course you need some splatters for a little bit more of a frosty look. And more drying. I was going to go over it with the white acrylic paint, but I decided it would be easier and I have more control with my Uniball Signo white gel pen. The only difference is the white gel pen isn't permanent, so if water were to get on that I would smudge. And outlining my penguin, clearly defining his edges with my Posca pen. Now I'm deciding to edge with white. And then I realized that I should go over the face and the belly of the penguin get it a brighter white so he really pops. So I'm applying a couple layers of acrylic paint and drawing it in between, giving him his eyeballs back. And there you have it, Winter Fun, the very last ICAD. Thank you for joining me on the Index Card a Day journey. The index cards may be over, but the Creative Katie videos are sure to keep on coming.